You are not born wanting to be average. No child dreams of cubicle. No child lies awake imagining the thrill of a middle management position. No child hopes to one day feel vaguely satisfied with enough. You were programmed, not by a villain in a dark room, by a system older than you, a system so woven into the fabric of normal life that you have never once questioned it, because questioning it would mean admitting that you have been living someone else's design. The system wants you average, not because it hates you, because average is predictable. Average is controllable. Average shows up on time, follows the rules, buys the products, votes for the same faces, and dies without ever having asked the one question that would have set it free. Pattern interrupt. Your mediocrity is not a failure. It is a feature. Let me show you how the program was installed. Your first lesson in averageness was not in a classroom. It was in a playground. You were different. You had a strange idea, an unusual interest, a passion that did not fit. And someone laughed. A child, a teacher, a parent, not cruelly, casually. They said, "That is weird," or "That is not practical," or "Maybe focus on something more realistic." And you learned. The thing that made you different was dangerous. The thing that made you special was a liability. The path to safety was sameness. You buried the spark, not because you wanted to, because you wanted to belong. The second lesson came from the institutions. School taught you to sit still, raise your hand, follow instructions, and value the grade over the learning. Work taught you to arrive on time, keep your head down, avoid controversy, and trade your hours for a number that never feels like enough. Everywhere you looked, the message was the same. Conform. Comply. Do not stand out. Do not ask why. Do not wonder if there is more. And you stopped wondering. Not because the wondering stopped, because the wondering hurt. It hurt to sense that you were capable of more while living in less. It was easier to numb the wondering than to follow it. So you numbed. With entertainment. With food. With alcohol. With the endless scroll. With anything that filled the silence where the wondering used to live. But the wondering never died. It just went underground. It became the vague dissatisfaction you feel on Sunday nights. The restlessness that hits when you are alone with your thoughts. The sense, unspoken, that this cannot be all there is. That sense is not depression. That sense is the real you, pounding on the walls of the cage you have been told is safe. Pattern interrupt. The cage is not your home. It is your prison, and you have the key. Here is what Napoleon Hill understood about average. Average is not a natural state. Average is a ceiling, installed by a society that fears excellence because excellence cannot be controlled. The exceptional person asks different questions. Not how do I fit in? How do I stand out? Not what is safe. What is true? Not what do others expect? What do I actually want? The exceptional person is dangerous. Not to others, to the system, because the system relies on compliance. And the exceptional person does not comply. They create. They question. They refuse to trade their potential for a paycheck. Hill called this definiteness of purpose, a burning, obsessive, unshakable commitment to a goal that is entirely your own, not borrowed from your parents, not suggested by your peers, not sold to you by an advertisement. Yours. But you cannot have definiteness of purpose if you have been programmed to prioritize safety over significance. And you have. Deeply. The program runs every time you choose the easy path over the true one. Every time you silence the wondering and reach for the distraction. Every time you tell yourself, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Because the program does not want tomorrow. Tomorrow is dangerous. Tomorrow might be the day you wake up. The program prefers today. Today you are manageable. Today you are average. The average person does not become average by accident. They are trained by a culture that rewards conformity and punishes deviation. By an economy that needs workers, not visionaries. By a media that celebrates the ordinary and ridicules the extraordinary until the extraordinary becomes ordinary. You have been taught to fear your own bigness, to shrink yourself to fit the container they built for you, to apologize for wanting more, to feel guilty for feeling that you were meant for something larger. That guilt is the lock on the cage. Pattern interrupt. You are not arrogant for wanting greatness. You are honest. The exceptional person is not born exceptional. They become exceptional by refusing the program. Not once. Every day, they wake up and choose the hard path, the uncertain path, the path that might lead to failure but will never lead to forgetting. They do not know if they will succeed. They know they will not settle. This is the difference. The average person wants the outcome without the process. The exceptional person falls in love with the process, with the daily discipline of becoming, with the slow, invisible accumulation of evidence that they are not who they used to be. The average person waits for motivation. The exceptional person acts despite its absence. The average person seeks comfort. The exceptional person seeks growth. The average person asks what is safe. The exceptional person asks what is true. And the truth is uncomfortable. The truth is that you have been average because you have chosen average, not with your words, with your actions, with your daily, hourly decisions about where to place your attention, your energy, your time. The good news is that choice is reversible, not by a dramatic declaration, by 1,000 small rebellions. You wake up tomorrow and you do not check your phone. You sit in silence. You let the wondering rise. You listen to what it says. It will say something inconvenient, something that does not fit the life you have built, something that might require you to change everything. Do not silence it. Follow it. One step, not the whole journey. One step toward the thing that terrifies and excites you in equal measure. The thing you have been hiding from because the program told you it was impossible. The step will be small, imperfect, probably embarrassing. That is fine. The step is not about results. The step is about evidence. Evidence that the program is wrong. Evidence that you are capable of choosing differently. Evidence that the cage was never locked. You take the step, then another, and somewhere along the way, you realize you are not fighting the program anymore. You're not even thinking about it. You're too busy building, too busy becoming, too busy living the life you were told was not for you. The program still runs. In others, in the culture, in the quiet moments when you are tired and the old voice whispers its familiar lies. But the voice is quieter now because you have something louder, the evidence of your own action, the proof of your own courage, the memory of every time you chose the hard path and survived. Napoleon Hill said that the starting point of all achievement is desire. But desire is not enough. Desire must be backed by belief. Belief that you can. Belief that you deserve. Belief that the program is a lie. You have been waiting for the belief to arrive before you act. It will not. Belief does not precede action. Belief follows action. You act. You see results. You believe. You do not need to believe in yourself today. You only need to act. Take one step, then another, then another. The average person stops. You keep going, not because you are special, because you have decided. And a decision held over time becomes identity. An identity held over time becomes destiny. Your destiny is not average. It never was. Average was the detour. The long, slow, comfortable detour that kept you from the mountain. The mountain is still there. It has not moved. It has been waiting. Start climbing.